Hey guys, it's Handy Jeff, and today we are learning how to turn this sad little range hood into something like this. Check it out. This bad boy is much nicer. Listen to this fan. Hey, I think that'll at least pull some grease up into the grease trap. And you even have a light. The tools that I use for this installation include some lever nuts, a 6-way screwdriver would be just fine, some wire strippers, although you might not need these, a drill driver, and some assorted bits, along with Chick-fil-A lemonade. Because you know that stuff is bomb. Okay, the very first step is we are going to come in here, find our electrical box, which is just under here. We're gonna remove this screw right here. Let me zoom in for you so that you can see. And then what we are going to do is just remove this screw, take it out, and that's going to give us access to our electrical. And that gives us access to our old electrical wiring. If you've been watching Handy Jeff for a while, then you know the #1 rule of working on anything that's electrical is to not go zappy zap. So as you can see, I've got a pin tester. That is a hot wire. That means we're going to shut off the breakers. You could shut off a breaker to just your kitchen, whatever circuit it is. Make sure you test it again. I'm going to shut off the breaker to the entire house because none of my breakers are labeled. Just ignore the fact that there's no panel on here, but there we go. She's off. Okay, you guys are going back in your assigned seat here, and I've got my pin tester. And I'm going to go ahead and just double check, even though I killed the entire house. I want to make sure there's no power, which there isn't. Next step is to remove the old wiring, which as you can see here, it's just a couple wire nuts. Go ahead and pull our wires apart here, make sure our Romex is all good. Is there a ground on here that they didn't use? There sure is, so that's fun. We will deal with that Romex here in a little bit. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're going to take these 2 screws out. Now be careful because this is what holds your range hood in to the wall. We're also going to lather, rinse, repeat on the other side. Your range hood may be, painted on or something of that nature. So you've just got to figure out how you're going to get that off. If your range hood doesn't come off, then look around. I found a couple extra screws right here that are into the cabinet there. So I'm just going to go ahead and unscrew them using my flathead screwdriver. All right, I lied. I found the nut driver that will fit. So we're gonna go ahead and remove these screws. Now this side should just about be free. Going to lather, rinse, repeat on this side. Find my screws that are holding it in, which they are right here. All right, perfect. Now, let's hope it's just the paint that's holding this on. Go ahead and give it a tug. There we go. What do you know? Came off like it's supposed to. Go ahead, pull everything out. And now you can see your beautiful cabinet underneath. I'm gonna go ahead and paint this because I am painting these cabinets black, as you can tell. So I will see you in a few minutes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, while we are waiting for that paint to dry, I'm going to go ahead and take the electrical box off on our new range hood here. Weasel that out just like so. And now we've got all our wires, it looks like, which is perfect. It came with some screws, which is awesome. And then we have a knockout right down in here. So let's go ahead and take that bad boy out. Okay, we've got to go ahead and take this knockout out. So there's many different ways to do this, but I'm just going to use a screwdriver and bend this bad boy out of the way enough that I can come in with my electrician's strippers and grab a hold of it and just weasel it out of there. And there we have a knockout. Okay, you are back in your assigned seat. So while that paint was drying, I went ahead and stripped my wire out because you probably won't have to do that. As you can see, we've got our wire right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this wire, we're gonna snake it through our range hood. Just find the hole, push it on through. Perfection. We're gonna pull some of that wire down just so we've got enough to manipulate and work with. No need to shortchange ourselves. And then we are going to put this bad boy up. All right, so this is going to be the hardest part. Essentially, it helps if you have an extra set of hands because we're gonna have to line up this range hood and then we have to screw it in. And you know what? I'm fairly happy with the way that that looks right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my drill, come down and grab the screws from the previous. Trying to use the magic of your shoulder, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to the location I want this to be positioned. I'm going to start a screw. But the important thing is that you have it tight and you have it exactly where you want it, because it's going to be hard to move after you put a screw in. I'm going to go ahead and put a screw in, at least to get it started. That's now going to help hold the range hood up. Take your next screw. Now this is where you're going to double and triple check. Make sure you've got it exactly where you want it positioned, which for me, that looks okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my second screw here. But once again, make sure to push way up on the back, hold pressure. And now I'm gonna be able to come back, take a look to see how it's gonna look once it's tightened up. And you know what? I like the way that that looks. It's not completely perfect, but nothing ever is. I'm gonna grab a couple of the screws that came with the new range hood, find the holes for the bottom of the cabinet, go ahead and drill that bad boy back up in there. Find the next spot. So there's got to be a spot for this cabinet. Screw, and if there isn't, I'm gonna actually find a spot over here in the corner. I'm gonna go ahead and just drill it straight through up into my cabinet. Taking care to make sure that it's not going to pierce out the front of the cabinet. There we have it. That looks great. Now basically what we have to do is hold this up and go ahead, tighten those two screws down that we've already got in there. There's one. Let's tighten the other one down now. Once again, taking care to push up and to set it so that it is against the cabinet. That one's on. And now we're gonna take the remaining two screws, go ahead and just screw straight in there. And do that again on the other side. And at the end of the day, this is in the exact same spot as the old one. The thing is, it was off a little bit in the beginning, as you could tell by the paint shadow. So now let's move up here and take care of our wiring. All right, we are in here on the wiring. What we're gonna use are called lever nuts. These things are a lifesaver. If you would like to grab some lever nuts or this particular range hood, I'm going to leave a link down below in the description. That would be great because it really helps the channel out if you purchase things through that link, because it gives me a commission at no extra charge to you. It helps me keep making videos for you guys. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our wires here. We're going to do the ground wire first. So I'm going to go ahead, pull a little bit, make a little hook, come up here, and it goes around the green screw, just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and just tighten that green screw down. Make sure that that wire stays in there and is attached the way that it should be. All right, perfection. We want to make sure that that wire is tight because that is our grounding screw. Then these actually came pre-pigtailed together, but since we're not using a wire nut, we unpigtail them. And this is where we got to check to see if you know your colors. With this wire nut, what's cool about it, you just stick the wire in and literally just flip the lever down. Do that again. Wire, lever, whoop. And then we take our white wires and find our white wire coming in on the Romex, flip that down. Now we have a solid connection. Let's do the same thing to the black wire. And then the wiring of this beast is complete. How cool is that? These lever nuts are a little bit more expensive, but man, they make life easy. Okay, so now we just have our wire cover to put up, which we just have to put this back on where it came from. It bends down and has two tabs, comes back, then you find your screw hole. I'm just gonna go ahead and start it by hand here. Perfect. So then we're gonna grab our screwdriver and just go ahead and tighten this down. Once again, the wiring portion is complete. The hanging portion is complete. Now we just have to put our screen in here and then put a light bulb in. All right, so here's our new screen. Side these marks here, and then this is the final thing that holds it in. We've got a light bulb. I hope this light bulb works. So we're gonna go ahead, screw our light bulb in. Now, the only thing left to do is go turn the power back on. All right, boom, there we go. We've got power everywhere again. Let's go check our range hood. Here is the finished product. Let's turn the light on first. Hey, would you look at that? Let's shut this light out. We have light. Hey, that's awesome. Let's check the fan. Hey, would you hear that? There's it on low. There's it on high. And what we have here is a brand new range hood. Guys, if you learned something today, hit that thumbs up button. You know, I struggled a little bit there trying to film and screw everything in, but hey, if I could do it on camera, you could do it too. I believe in you. And if you're interested in more videos like that, hit this thumbs up button. It tells YouTube, hey, this is a pretty good video, shows it to a lot more people. And also, subscribe, because you never know when you're gonna need to work on your house, service your own equipment, or learn how to fix something. I'd be happy to help you. My name's Handy Jeff. I'll see you in another video. Thank you so much for watching.